Sorry to interrupt all the excitement, but the bill for your medical treatment comes to 15 million gold.
What?
Oh, it might sound excessive, but can you really put a price on saving a life?
Hey, sorry I left you holding the bag on that loan.
So Jude, you're broke too, huh?
I've been researching ways to replace the current Spyrix. I got stumped, and the bills piled up. What'll you do now?
Head to Canaan. I have to go there. You could come with me.
Where? Canaan. It's a place spoken of in fairy tales and ancient spirit legends. They say the spirit that reigns over the cycle of reincarnation dwells there.
It's a place full of magic, and it can grant any wish that you make. No, it's true. Daddy told me so. How come you don't believe me?
Perhaps Canaan is more than just a mere fairy tale. According to legends I've encountered, the sage Kresnik traveled to the land of Canaan, wielding the Lance of Will. What?
You've got the lance!
If the lance really exists, maybe Canaan does as well. But what in the world was that? Elle, how do we get to Canaan?
I don't know. My daddy just told me to get on the train, so I did.
A lost little girl. I feel bad for her.
Because I promised my daddy that I would. And a promise is a promise, right? Anyway, that creepy guy with the glasses sounded like he knew something about Canaan.
Julius. Kresnik. Luger, was that really your older brother?
What do you mean you don't know?
Have you tried calling his GHS?
I'm sorry. The GHS you are trying to reach is currently unavailable. Please try again.
We might as well head back to your place. If your brother's safe, he's bound to show up eventually.
You're gonna come with us to Canaan, aren't you?
I am something of a do-gooder.
He says you don't smell like one.
Well, thank you.
Hey, aren't you gonna tell me the kitty's name?
When I came to, Rideau had already finished treating us. I trusted him because he said he worked for Spirius. I had no idea he would be like that.
This is my treasure, but we could sell it.
What is it?
This. If you sell it, we can pay our debts.
It's lovely, but it's just a seashell.
It isn't worth anything? It took me a whole day to find it. You think that Nova woman will help? She was just a classmate, right? It's not like you two are dating.
Nova here, and my ears are burning up. Luger, were you talking about me?
Oh, she knew. Maybe she is close with Luger.
Anyway, just calling to chat. You know, just a personal phone call. I hadn't seen you in forever, and we didn't even get a chance to catch up, you know? I know things back there got a wee bit awkward, but it was really great to see you again. Don't be a stranger, all right? Toodles!
She sure is hyper.
That was weird, though. She was on that train with us, and yet, just now, she acted like that didn't even happen.
Triglyph at last.
Well, I'm just glad we made it back safely. There's something comforting about coming back here. I certainly have vivid ones. This is where we came when we first arrived at Olympias. Everything about Triglyph surprised me.
Huh? Like what?
Well, for one thing, we'd been fighting on a different plane of existence when a rift opened up and we were sucked into it.
What?
Huh?
The next thing I remember, I was waking up in a bed, surrounded by objects I'd never seen before. I was surprised by, well, how much there was to be surprised by.
What surprises me is how happy you look when you're telling that story.
Is this Julius's house?
You live here, Rolo? No. Freeloader? That's like a deadbeat, right?
So, now what? The cat's got a point. I think we're all running on fumes.
Ugh, tomatoes are gross. Why are grown-ups so hot on tomatoes anyway? My daddy likes them too. Oh, this smells good.
Thanks, Luger.
It's so yummy.
I feel like I'm eating at a restaurant.
Hey, you cook as good as my daddy.
Speaking of your father, Al, do you know where he is?
No. Some scary men came to our house. I ran away by myself. That's why I'm going to the land of Canaan, so I can wish for my daddy to get rescued from those guys.
Do pardon the intrusion, Luger.
Mr. Bakor, I'm glad to see you're okay.
I'm one of the lucky ones.
No way.
Surprise, phony? I guess not.
Ivor.
You're quite an amusing little fellow, aren't you, Ivor? I could use a comic genius as one of my junior agents.
Thank you, sir.
What's this all about?
You haven't been watching the news, I take it.
New details have emerged about the terror attack, during which a train was hijacked and then crashed into the Oscorp plant. The collision caused a massive explosion that ripped through the facility. More than 2,000 casualties were reported, including passengers and employees alike. Damages are said to exceed 10 billion gold, and experts estimate a final cost of at least 50 billion. Authorities identified the alleged mastermind behind the attack. An employee of Spirius Corporation, one Julius Kresnik.
What the? But Julius couldn't have...
Couldn't have what? He attacked me at the scene of the crime, for crying out loud.
The police believe Kresnik didn't act alone. They're investigating persons of interest.
Take a wild guess which person is the most interesting.
Hey, me and Luger had nothing to do with those creeps.
So the suspect's brother just happened to start his job at the station on the day of the attack. Then he vanished with the suspect. Coincidence?
Come on, you gotta believe us!
If you're telling the truth, then prove it. Apprehend Julius. Then the facts are sure to come to light.
What?
But the scary glasses guy...
Is alive and at large.
He contacted the CEO's GHS several hours ago.
Huh?
He's one of my top agents and far too skilled to fall into police custody. Around his little brother, on the other hand, he just might let his guard down. Well, Luger, what do you say? If you agree to catch him, I'll at least keep the police from getting in your way. A decisive lad. You've made the right choice.
Luger.
As of now, you are under Spurious Corporation's protection.
We have a pair of promising leads. First, your brother made contact with a researcher in Helioborg named Balin. Second, sources allege someone in Marksburg has been asking a lot of questions about Julius.
Balin?
How am I supposed to remember all that stuff at once, huh?
So you want us to check out Helioborg and Marksburg, is that it?
But how are we gonna get there without money?
You really expect to get paid before doing any work? Honestly now, Luger. I thought Julius had raised you better than that. Ivor, you never told me you knew Dr. Mathis.
It's a long story. Hey, why are you going through all this trouble?
I know the surface of this man, but that is not enough. Now, I must measure his depth.
I never imagined that'd be how I'd run into Ivor again.
How do you even know that freak? And why does he drop down on people like that?
Yeah, sorry about that.
How can you laugh about it, Luger? He knocked you on your butt like it was nothing.
Ivor's a very skilled warrior. As Maxwell's handmaid, he had to be.
Maxwell's handmaid?
It's kind of a long story.
I see. Sounds complicated.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been, but it was. Even though we both wanted the same thing.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
What the heck are you doing, Leia?
Jude? Were you talking to that kitty?
Not exactly. I need to catch it for a special assignment.
I thought you were a newspaper reporter, Leia. What gives?
I told you it's a special assignment. Now I gotcha, Julius.
Julius?
Uh-huh. That's his name. Julius Katstantine III.
That's Julius?
Uh-huh. The third one, apparently. I've been asking all over about this cat.
So, the person asking a lot of questions about Julius is Leia?
Anyhow, thanks, guys. This cap belongs to our biggest advertiser.
Where are my manners? This is Luger Kresnik.
My name's Elle, and this here is Rolo.
I'm Leia Rolando. It's a pleasure to meet all of you.
So, Leia, are you a cat catcher?
Huh? No way! I'm a newspaper reporter. Think of me as a truth catcher. It's an honorable job.
Speaking of, have you heard anything about the train hijacking?
That right there's the story of the decade. Last I heard, they put out a warrant for that spurious bigwig, Julius Kresnik, I think? Wait a minute, Julius Kresnik? Did you step into trouble again?
But Luger is...
I know. He's a friend of yours. Come on!
Huh?
Duval. I have an informant there. She's super duper in the know, so I'll introduce you guys.
All right,